Oya tangaso nungji ane gong kama kashi che rawa. Tenyong ta ngaso tenpe kanda wachili mene ane gong chewa ina ane tendiga gong de ngo korang gyewa chade kyo res. Ane wenju ngala mene ane chi gong chewa ina ane te ngo luma tere res. Ina yang ane kalung ya po ji satane ane wenju ngala mene Gojana, and it got to give it the goddess.
So, as usual, we do just a brief meditations to start with, and so for meditation practice, so we can use our own breathing as an objects to focus on, to direct our mental attentions on, and so now the breathing, as a object, so it is a neutral kind of objects, neutral objects. So therefore, when we simply place our mind on the breathing, so means that then our mind is also then in the state of like a indifferent or the neutral, and then sometimes we can also use, instead of breathing, we can use the object like such as the image of the Lord Buddha. So in such meditation, then because of that object is something like a noble and holy, then the mind that focuses on the object then also becomes a kind of like a wholesome or a virtuous state of mind. So, but having said that, we as even that the breathing is normally a neutral object. But however, if we start this breathing meditation with like a proper motivations, like a positive motivations, virtuous motivation, then it can be because of the influence of the motivation, then that meditation, even though the object is engage our mind is something neutral. So by the force of this motivation, then it becomes the nature of the entity of our mind, or our meditation then become wholesome or virtuous.
Nyondo gonjawa te susu murere gonjawa le ani nyondo gonjane te penchewa yawa ani ngazu yune shego resrawa te pe karal jaorsena pe ni shoma tandil shoma kan rere gane keni shawa ina chira shoma tawata ani ko mombo jitsu dune shawa ina ani keni yapo shata yawa ani tel pe jane ani mombo ji nyondo ruchi ni chi shawa ina penchewa da ane tachi poche wale ni peche wa tani sungu yores.
And then there's as to the benefit that we derive from our meditation practice, then it is mentioned in the text that we derive more meditations when we do the meditation in a group, like with other peoples, and then we are, we're doing the same meditation just ourselves. So there's in the text scripture, so they use an example of like a sweeper, the what you call like a broom. So where you have to on the what you call the grass, bind together. So if it's a single straw of the grass growth, it cannot sweep much. But when you tied together, lots of, they store together, then to use that as a broom, then it can sweep the more amount of, like a dirt. All right. So just we will just you can choose the whatever objects you want, whether it's breathing or the image of Buddha. So we let's do this, do together these short meditations. Thank you.
Tang azun di ngel chi zong de ani tang danjo ko xie de yo res ro ani danjo ge nga zui ge li de danjo nei zhuo jie tu nei den ba de xie de yo res di ngala
so we have been talking about the subject matter on the precious human rebirth. So it's a form of human life which is qualified with the together. There are like 18 features, 18 qualities, which the 8 leisures and 10 endowments. So if we when we think of our own form of human life, and if then going through those 18 qualities, and if we recognize that you have all those 18 qualities, then this means that then you have found what we call as a precious human rebirth.
Ni shiwa tuma me pane yungde ware, tela ni di tsela ni ta dunga mumbo ji nyung ware, ni dewa mumbo ji nyung ware sirwa. Yina yo ni tandi ni tenta dewa toya te, 아니 대 단다 토용 말했어.
So in our situations, is such that, since beginningless, times, the time that we have been taking, rebirths. So we have gone through a lot of like the happiness, as well as our sufferings, and so and as far as the kind of the happiness that we have experienced, we have found, the so far. So it's not the one, state of. It's not an everlasting, or it's not a a permanent state of happiness.
제장안이 다 단디가 같이 리텐 디가 아니 단조 쪼제도 대신에 가르치고 그러잖아. 아니 델라니 텐드 대와 저터야가 아니 터제 아니 단디가 쪼제도 대는데 요새네 대시고요. 그래서 대지되고요. 그래서
so this subject matter of, when we talk about this, the precious human life, human life of these 18 qualities, it is to indicate, it is to show that such life has the full potential, or the most suitable, most conducive form of life to in order to achieve that now the lasting state of happiness.
아니 다 나저 단대가 단조 쪼제 중이고 밀린디가 아니 텐데 대와지 저 더가 요래도 아니 단대 대 맞아와지 아니 다 나저 마시 천제가 대와지라 니 고토네 대저 대와이나 아니 다 던로거리 가실라요 다 그런 세치텔라 니 대와저도 야거든 니 봐요 그랬어 아니 던어도시라 제오맹이 저는 그랬어 마치 단조대
so having found such a human life of these 18 qualities, and with which offering us such a great meaning, great potential to achieve, to accomplish the more like a far-reaching or the lasting happiness, state of happiness. But instead of then seeking that happiness, so if we simply if we pass the time, until we leave this, we lose this life in just to meeting our needs on a day-to-day basis, like on day-to-day like needs of our life, and then rather than we doing, investing our times and effort in achieving that the long-term goal, then from this, we have to then really have to think what difference is between us as this full, with a great precious human having obtained a precious human life, and then the like the lesser form of life, such as like the animals, because they too are able to, meet their needs, find their whatever they want, to the, finding that, and then to avoid the things that they do not want in terms of these their during the duration of their life circle.
대형 아주 수지의 친데는 소노토네 아니 제와 제 디토네 drug에 저거여랬을 때 drug 이때를 마치 리텐델 아니 디가토라다 디근다 소노토에 니파티 슈치아요레스
so because if we talk about the things that or the factors that are involved in to accomplish the more like the lasting happiness or something long-term goal, then this there are many factors involved, such as like we have to first of all we have to have the understandings of these the causes and effect, such as as we find in the Lord Buddha's teachings, that the cause and effects of the relating to the happiness and the sufferings, and as well as then after understanding that, then we also have to know what are the means to that we have to apply we have to follow in order to realize that happiness and to avoid sufferings. And then finally, not only we have to realize that such developing, gaining this knowledge is simply knowledge is not enough, but we also have to implement. We have to put those knowledge into practice, such as the engaging in meditation practice, or we have to really contemplate deeply in those the knowledge that we have gained, and so when we take into account of all this the factors to find that lasting our long-term goal, then it is taking this account, then we have to understand that we need to really to do all these things, to develop the knowledge, to be able to engage in the contemplate, practice of contemplating and the meditation, and then when we consider that, then we can understand and can really recognize that we do need some a suitable form of life to do that, and so this is what we have to understand, recognize that such suitable life is this the best form of such a life is this human life of leisure and endowments. So in order to now really to show the value, the extent of the value and the meaning of this precious human life, we find there's one verse in the Shantideva's the text, Bodhisattva's way of life, where it says, having found the life of leisure such as these, so if I do not practice what is what is wholesome or the virtue, then there could be no greater deceptions, and there could be no greater foolishness.
That's it. Maso tanja choje ne bilite na thocha yu kitela anet kasi gewala koma ma je waina ani tat mudele ta ju cha ji do mudele ta chi singu chi shera mu ba shi ani ta ri bok bosegra kar sikrit 아니 드리시래 되어res 맞대래.
So from this, the line quotations of the Shantideva, so we have to understand that what we understand is that wasting, after wasting such a life, the human life of leisure. So it is saying that if we think about it, if we really think about it, then what we have to understand from the verse is, for us, there is no really a greater loss and greater, way that we can delude, we can deceive ourselves, than wasting, than not thinking of utilizing or wasting this life, and also to showing that someone who do not recognize that, who do not understand the meaning, the preciousness of such is. So in fact, it is the also there is no greater ignorant than the such persons.
내가 저 논지 로를 고인도 살아. 아니다 수술리 폴미네. 네가 단저 쪼제도 됨비 토디 녀비가. 아니다 요네 요한테 공바이나. 아니 이게 공고도 살아. 아니 얘라 가와. 얘라 갈홍 조댕이지. 아니 드니시에 요레생도 쓰러와. 드니시에서나네 가르스나 단저도 봐. 단저도 봐 뒤에 거래스네.
단저 또 봤어요.
단저 또 봐. 다 단저 요네 요네 거네. 네 단저 열다 공원들로서 열 가왈 홍 시에서나네 단저 또 봐시 거래스네. 어떤 순간도 있어.
So so in the if we follow these the instructions as found in the teaching called the stages of the path, or the LamRims. So in which these we have to in order to or we have to meditate on this particular topic of this recognizing the life of leisures. So where we meditate, and also we have to familiarize ourselves with all these 18 qualities that relating to our own kind of the life that we have found ourselves at the moment, and then relating to that, so we have to familiarize and to know that think on those the 18 qualities, and and then it says it's to the, as we do this, then there is some sort of sense of a delight, the will arise, that in that which is a sense of how appreciation, in a sense of the with a delight, with a joy, and arise that to which give one a sense of how fortunate one is, and so it is said that when such joy, when such joy and such sense of like a true sense of appreciation of the one kind of the beautiful, wonderful life that one has found at the moment, when such joy arises so naturally, so spontaneously, then in those LamRim, then it says this is the indications that then you have gained some sort of the realization of the spiritual realization in association with this particular meditation on these topics.
다티고네메네 단조 대체와 생기들에 서로와 단조 대체와 될라 아니 맞지 리텐데 대치 모임바 네 개체 모임바지 손도 모르 다 니가 대치 못해라 가르쳐도 그러잖아 아니 내가 대치 와도 다들 대치 왔으네 아 예원이나 시행됐어
So and then next topic of the is the relating to this the life of leisures. So the first is the recognizing the life of leisures, that is recognizing those the 18 qualities. Now the next is then to thinking on the great meaning or the purpose of this now the life of leisures. So this we can think on the meaning in terms of like the temporary or the temporary meanings, like a short term purpose or the meaning of this life, and the long term the meaning of the life.
내가 가르치는 내가 라도 미그 공부 아니 수수 통대에나 아니 다대 니그 때를 저니그 요래서 가르치는 니 라도 미 공부도 발라 아니 선저야 볼수 있고 그래서 니그 때를 선저야 볼수 있는 거 그래서 아니 니그 라도 미 공부 때라니 무시에 제문 주와라 아니 이 챈들 좀 봐야 보도 그래 아니 대인사 점바테 옷 챈들 가서 또 니가 그랬어 봐 아니 다 세시마더니 라미 공부도 봐 대체 코퍼서 줘봐 아 코고에나 대용 아니 저 가르쳐 것은 저 제와 공부할 때는 공부 그랬어 대용 아직 리텐들 저니가 그랬어
so the when we say these the short term or the temporary meaning of this of the life of leisures, then we are talking about finding the like a happy rebirth, the higher rebirth, such as the life as a celestial or a godly beings, or as a human being. And so, and then we're talking about that, and then and as well as then what is it, and this with this human life of leisures, then we can create. We have the opportunity to create the causes to finding such a higher form of life, because the main causes for finding a good rebirth, so is the practice of good, like a moral ethics. That's the main, or the morality. That is the main practice, main causes for to find good rebirth. So when we think of this, this human life, so does offer this opportunity, does have the potentials or the capacity to engage in the moral or like an ethical practice. And then our short-term goals may also include like finding the abundance of wealth in the future. So that too, again, the main causes for the wealth, finding of wealth in future is the engaging in the practice of like a giving or the generosities. So which again we as a human being, so we are capable of. It's not a question of the what amount of things that we can give to others, but we all have to have that opportunity, have that capability to engage in and to develop this practice of giving. And and as well as the short-term goal purpose can be also that we might also include like the like having the finding the excellent like friends or the companions in the futures. And then for that, then the main cause is is practicing patience or tolerance. So again, which also we can we can practice.
Tani ta denchewa tel ta neka tatu tela karisena tatu denchewa tela ngaso shinda sombada nipoda tendo dikune tochewa asenerwa ngashe jondus akoso shinje sombache nipoche tenche dikune tochewa asene deto ngonela ne litendeliena dotorsene yawangana she jondus.
And so we can. So the ultimate, by ultimate goal or the purpose, then we're talking about achieving the lasting happiness or the liberation, state of liberations, and so in fact. This such the life of leisures, so has offer us these opportunities to create the causes for achieving, to fulfilling all our wishes, short term and the long term wishes, and then the whatever the practice or the virtues or the merit that we accumulate in order to fulfill our fulfill the meaning of this life. Then it is said that in order to make our practice more like a greater or more greater in force. Then we find in this text there are 5 factors, 5 things, which can make determines the greatness or the force, great force of our practice. So these 5 are like the 5 forces. So are they like the force of the field, then the force of intentions, and then the object, and then the basis, that's the working life basis, and then the time.
Mima tene, Nitzenguno ya Dashawaina, and that Machiyune, that the Zengune Mate, Kozola Mil Mechina Uche, and a Techewa Tele, Johnny Shunju Sambachila, and in Chewa Powali, Ne gets a chair is.
Shunju
Sambachila, and in Chewa Poi, he gets a teacher is.
So just to explain how these 5 factors can determines the greatness or the extent of the force of our practice or of our virtues or the merit that we create. So first, the force of the field. The force of the field, it is if you refer to this LamRim text, so where in the text it is said, where they use an example, analogies, if you saying that if there are a large number of peoples, who are blind peoples and who are all imprisoned, and then you undertake some sort of actions, and through that you not only you release all these blind prisoner free, but also you heal their eyesight, eyesight, and then but then it says that the merit that you accumulate from that is not as great as the merit that you accumulate by like making offering to one bodhisattvas. So this is that's kind of explaining the field of merit. So when the bodhisattva the field of merit is something like a great being, like a bodhisattvas, then it's saying that how by the virtue of that to whom that your actions, your practices directed, which then kind of makes your makes your virtue or the practice more like greater and more forceful.
아니 쇼주 semba mombo지는 chewa pewale 수제지는 chewa 피잖아. 아니 디 저 배에 체체 그래서와 수제 mombo지는 chewa pewale 수직 로펜 자위라마지로 될 chewa 피는 디 배에 체 그래서 대인사 다디 리텐 디 수직 로페 될 chewa 피토그로 와서 저터그로 와서 다 단조 제제 덴비 리텐 디가 수직 chewa 피토그로 와서 데 덴디 chewa 드셔야 되고 그래서
And then to continue with this, the explanation of how the merit become more, greater and more and powerful. By the field of your merit, field of the merit. Then the text continues that, in fact, then if you compare the merit that you accumulate by making offering to a great number of bodhisattvas, and that to the making offering to just one single Buddha, then the making offering to the Buddha, you are making more greater merit, and your merit is more powerful. And then furthermore, then you find in text then that how the more merit we can more than you making merit by offering to a large number of Buddha is making offering to one's own gurus. You make more merit. So anyway, the main point is that we have to understand here is that this how we have the life that we have found, this life of human life of leisures, so which does give that opportunity, give us that opportunity, that freedom for us to make an enormous merit, such as making offering to one's guru, and so this is just to show the potential of this life of leisure.
아니 단디 다 밀로와 몽볼 아니 미세르톤네 텔레 아니 쇼주 세마지는 저와플 기타 체리세야 돼. 드니 예대 셰픽잖아. 예대 몽보 셰트마 그잖아. 아니 밀로와 몽보 시트냐요. 아니 저거 다 세제 젬발라. 예대지라 셰트 말. 쇼주 세마코로 지지 세제 몽볼 예대 쇼우 셰와이자. 아니 콜치온 필나. 아니 기타 체세 디텐도 인사레스. 아니 드니 밀로 아니 쇼주 세마 텔레 좀 아니 수제가 아니 예대 저자치 못 저체와이자. 아니 수제는 저 보는데 기세. 되니까 드니 셰위에서레스. 배치를 나대.
So if we, wondering, why, the making offering to the bodhisattvas, you accrued more merit than, helping the suffering sentient beings. Like, as said here, just the releasing and offering eyesight to those ordinary beings. So this is the reason is something really to do with the extent of the benefiting other beings, because the bodhisattvas, even if you're single bodhisattvas, so they are able to they engage in the act of benefiting a countless number of beings. They're engaging in that, and so therefore, because of that, bodhisattvas' ability, the acts of benefiting, limitless sentient being. So therefore, even if I think one bodhisattvas, for this reason, so therefore it is implying here that you're making more merit by making offering to our bodhisattvas. Then of course when we compare the act of benefiting other between the bodhisattvas and the Buddha, fully enlightened being, then it is like there's the Buddha's ability to benefit other is just the inconceivable, and it cannot be compared with the bodhisattva, are far greater than the bodhisattva. So therefore, again, from the point of the way that in which that Buddha is able to benefit the other being, that then it is saying that making offering to the Buddha has more merit than offering to the bodhisattvas.
ane suje mongbujirin chewa pewa le ta suji susuk lama tela ane chewa pewa le seno chegre sewa te karisena susu ngine lama te suje ngi bache ne ndishi shabi kone ane chewa pewa ina ane dipe chimbushi gores.
So here then it goes on to saying that how the merit that you make offering to your own guru is even greater than making offering to all the Buddhas. So this is to taking into account of someone who who is who follows the true like a guru devotion practice, and because for such for the true practitioner, true devotees, then in fact the guru is is actually the Buddha. He or she view the guru as the Buddha as the actual Buddha, and in the not inseparable from all the the Buddhas.
Te umdole ro jole ta ne tembo kono sunsha yores ro ne ye ngaja tamana ngane lope zusin sansro ne ngai nyomba she pshila tetela kipashi is
dikot piadwe
ayo mare minte jol dinumade ro ta ngaja tame jole karasu yores na ne ta ngaja tamati sen nila ne nganya ne lope nomba tene ma yong ga
ngaja tamata long abja tamaje
longaja tamase ta ngajo ngaja jo juk ke che go ro ta che changa ngaja tamase ta ti ka sala ma ani lope nomba tene ma yong ga is ani chang zur chi shin ko
mi lose ngapja khodir so ya
semada ta ngaja tama nimi tin de se go ta
alego
nimi tin se
ma do
nimi tin de la tene nga lope ju se ne chang zur ani ta to ji mo te yong te zeng ma mo shi pa chi se ne ani ko ro tri lu te no do res.
So like we just is something relating to the fact that how one's own the root, one's own guru can be in the the actual Buddhas. So there's one the the Buddha said in one sutra, that where he said that there was a saying that the one sutra was saying that after sort of 500 years later, I will come back. I will come as your teachers, and then at that time, then you must recognize me. So this is something the line which you find in the in one of the sutras. So no.
ne luni pajil ma woni mi disna ngane shibi zujina na zu ta ji zu stance ro ta ma woni mi gtika sala ta nga ni ta so so shewon ramda ne nomba tene ma yung is ani ta to ji mi ko mulke wa cha bishda ne ani ta so so shewon ta ni nomba tene ma yung res ne ani tani lu de yores.
So there's also in some other sutras where the Buddha make the predictions that how we're saying that when in future when the time of degeneration come, then I will appear. I will come in so many different form of life, even as a child or as just an ordinary being, and in order to benefit the sentient beings. So when we these things, when we think about this, what is said in Buddha said in this kind of the prophecies that Buddha make in these kind of sutras. So from this, so we can understand. We have to understand that really there is it is not. We cannot really say that there are other being who may appear as an ordinary being, that they are not the manifestations of the Buddhas in the world in order to serve and benefit other sentient beings.
ngazo patana ta ngazo rabona jin tongde war de ina yo suje twa yime de ngazo ha ko ma des rwa de za ta ngazu ngine ene ji suje ni ko de che jo ko ne ji jewa pyo re kar chena na sosol phe de che gres rwa kesu de che kola kesu chira go ma rwa ngazo kesu de che res ina suje le chu ngazo kari chewa ji re de res rwa suje ma chi de so de ma to che ngazo ni ma suje sa ne de ga shutaya marwa ngazola ngis nungye te talama de chode inza ne te ngari sujile chukari chewares.
So on the so from one angle, so we when we cannot really it's very difficult for us to actually to judge other who are those or any other being, other people or the other being are, that whether we cannot really be certain that the other people who, how ordinary and how they may appear, they may conduct themselves, that there's no certainty that they're not the fully enlightened being. So we can see in some angle of thinking. And also, as we find in this scriptural, source in the sutra, there is with the prophecy of the Buddha. Or when you take those into account, we really we cannot be certain about others. So now, if we forget about that, what other beings really are. But if from our own side, if we as much as possible, if we practice like pure perceptions of others, and then trying to respect them, and then in fact in this spiritual practice, then you see, like especially if we have to regardless of whether your teacher is in reality in truth is a fully enlightened or just like ourselves, an ordinary being, but from our own, as a student, from our own perspective, if we have the trying to have a pure vision, pure perception of one's teacher as being a perfect being, then the benefit is that we will automatically accumulate a great merit through that such kind of practice of seeing the guru, seeing one's teacher as a perfect being.
Ona onchi towa kajil suji korangi pe ngazo chisun digro wasrwa ne setni nyomnge na
lo
tni songin tona chichina
kalsa tewa
suji nis ma pe ngazo chisun digro was
lo
mutaga se chi zota te le de wale suji ngos korang nis ma kuzu ma te ngazo chisun digro was so ma yere te ina ya ani ngachingine 코스 드는서 패서는 ngatingene je 타요 말했어. kon je to wala ngachig seno chimbu지 그거 그래서와 델라니 로지라 아니 냠 포파투메 아니 제스 좀 버드디잖아. 동버 드디네 제스 좀 그런 거 이거래서와 이나요 그런 거 레지도 같이가 je 타요 말했어. 젤 드드드니 이제 chimbu는 슈 chim부지 제스라니 이네트니 이제가 아니 이거 같은 줄 말했어.
And then just early on that we mentioned that how the making offering to one's guru is accrued the greatest amount of merits. So now this has something to do with the kindness that one receives from the gurus. So, which is that the one's own like a direct gurus, because even though there are so many other Buddhas there, but one has no contact, no fortunate enough to receive any direct benefit from them. But one receives the directly benefit from one's own teachers, whoever that may be. But even if it's an ordinary being, but personally for oneself, so that become a great source of the kindness and the support, and so therefore the guru is very become a very important object of accumulating merit. And then now we can also raise the question. We were just saying that how the Buddha can appear in the world, come to the world in so many different aspects, different form, even just an ordinary being, and so on. And then we might the question might arise in our mind: why Buddha do that instead of appearing his own, fully enlightened? In the aspect of the fully enlightened being, why show his own real, actual face? Then, if we do that, then the question is: even if the Buddha appear in that he's not actual, the form, then whether we can see it, whether we have the capacities, we have the merit, we have the enough virtue to see the Buddha, the actual form of the Buddha directly. So, for example, we find in the story of the ancient Indian master like Arya, Asangas, how so many years he meditated in order to gain the pure vision of his teacher, which is a Maitreya Buddhas. And then for all those during his time in the meditations, but actually the the material was always there, but he was not able to see. And then however later on, when he left the meditation, place, and then how after he generating, arousing us strong compassions towards like the dog, like a dying she dog. Then how, by that force of compassions that arise, then suddenly he saw directly saw his own these Maitreya Buddhas.
Ngati liten gunde sombe gune toche se karesena ani ngati liten dela tene ani seche tonche go zubi ku mu topa shago ne biklu diung gi go ni tndi klu ji kne tndo chi la kalo tema chi te wa ina yu di gesa te ne zubi shuni topi gesa ro yo res ro sombe gune toche se tni res.
So now we move to the next force, which is the force of like the intentions or motivations. How that motivation can be an important factor to determine the greatness or the force of extent of the force of one's the merit or the virtues that one accumulate through in practice. So this the best the mental intention or the motivation, it is said that it is the is generating bodhicittas, bodhicitta mind, or the mind of the enlightenment, which is and aspirations to achieve complete enlightenment in order to benefit all sentient beings. So with this bodhicitta mind, or this mind of enlightenment, so if we are is the intention to benefit to all other sentient beings, and so therefore it is said that if the motivation, conjoined with such a motivations of bodhicittas, then it is said that even the actual our act of our practice, even if it's something like giving just a small amount of food to animals, it's saying that it will, even though that what you give is only a small amount, and that too to just an animal, it is saying that, but by the virtue of the motivation which drive one to perform, to engage in that act, that little act of giving, that the virtue and the merit that you accumulate from that, so it's saying that it becomes a very great and a very powerful one.
Nengi pigone toche wa karisena ngaso chimba tandiga ani jimba mumbu tongwale ani ta awono ga genye ga domba tangi yorwa genye ga domba tangi to ani trawai na ne raju domba tangi to ga ani chi chi la jimba tongwa na dipe che resrwa de ngati zo tang diwas
ti ngobro
ni pogone
so this is also something we can engage in such practice, engage in such a practice which can make such a enormous merit, and then by the virtue of our the right our mental intention or the motivations. And then third, which is the force of the objects. So here is talking about mainly the object, talking about the person, who engage in the practice, So it is if the person who engage in the practice, has a possess as a lay person. So if you possess a lay person's vow, then your actions, whatever practice or the action which you create, will accrue more merit and virtue than the lay person who doesn't possess such a vow, lay person vow. Then of course the more than a lay person with a vow is the a sangha or a celibate person who have the a vow, celibate vow, like a novice monks or nun. So there, by the virtue of their vow, celibate vow, that whatever the actions or the practice that they accumulate, they create. So they accumulate more a greater merit and become more powerful. So we still got, there's 2 more to go. I think the time's nearly up, so maybe we'll save that for the next week teachings.